Go live, let's go live, let's go live, let's go live. We're wearing pinky, sort of, kind of. We are live. I know, color coordinated. Hello, hello, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Friday. If you work all day, hopefully you can sit here and just relax while Lydia soothes us with her penciling. You have a soothing voice. Let's just
Well,
admit
hopefully
that.
that's good then.
You have a very soothing voice, and hopefully everyone will join us. I got to go over there and make sure that everybody can join us. I'm Cindy Harrison, your host of Artfully Connected with me, Cindy Harrison. And I hated doing that. I only had to put my name there because somebody else had an Artfully Connected with them, and they didn't want it to be confused. So I said, fine, I'll put my name on it, but I don't like that. But it is what it is. So you are here. We are happy that you are here. Uh, this is going to be an awesome demonstration with Miss Lydia Steeves.
Yeah,
I
should be
know
good. Should be
it's
good. Well,
absolutely.
I mean, it's going to be an easy one for sure. And it's hopefully you're wearing pink. Hopefully you're wearing pink because it's a Valentine.
It is next week, right? So, I mean,
I
by the
went
way,
to to buy some cinnamon hearts and they were all out.
what?
I know. The bin was empty.
What?
I
But you
know.
know what they have out already are a bunch of peeps.
Oh, yes. Well, you like peeps. I don't like peeps, but
I know. I'm
I like
getting I'm
cinnamon
getting
hearts.
I'm getting texts, pictures of, do you like Dr. Pepper peep? Do you like pancake peep? Do you like birthday cake peep? I'm like, oh, come on, come on, come on.
But Easter's not till the
The
20th,
end of
20th
April.
or something.
Yeah, of
Of
April.
April. Of April, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like 2 months away.
So, but a red heart peep wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't say no to that.
Yeah. Red hearts are good. I like red hearts.
But thank you all for being here and spending your Friday evening with us. And I also, before anybody leaves, I want to also say that we are coming back tomorrow night for a
I
special
know. I know.
edition.
Um,
And yeah, a special edition of Watch, Learn, and Create.
well, I just thought that we should maybe do a little soft pastel in case you were thinking to sign up for the ARPA webinars, Fox, or maybe you just want to warm up for the ARPA webinars, Fox, or maybe you just want to do him after. He's pretty cute.
He is pretty cute.
So I just thought that that would be good. And this was pretty much the only time we could figure it out, like get a date, because you're off to points south
Hopefully
and
warm.
then yes. Well,
That
I don't
wind,
know. They seem
though,
to be a little mixed up down there now.
it's got to be warmer than here. I was snow blowing my mom's driveway
It's
today, and
very
that it
cold.
was snow. The wind was putting the snows back in my face.
It was very
Oh,
cold today too for
it
us.
was,
And
no, yeah, it was a killer. Thank God she has a neighbor with a plow on his little SUV, so he
yeah,
said, "I'll
that's
take
good.
care of this," and I'm like, "Yay!" So, but if you are watching the recordings, thank you for being here. Also, and anyone here live or after during the recordings, whatever replays, you can ask questions to Lydia if you want. Put an @ sign in front of her name. Make sure the L and the @ sign are touching, and Lydia Steeves, and she will absolutely come back and she will answer your questions. And you can ask them if you're here live. You can ask them, and I will relay them for you. Let's see. Anything else I have to say? You want to show us what we're doing tonight?
No, I had another thing to say.
Oh, okay.
So,
Say.
this little spring bunny, I mean, I don't think it's too early to talk about spring. Maybe I was wondering if people don't like, well, some people do, but maybe you would like another option for what you could do for this little spring bunny. Like maybe you like bunnies, but you don't really know what to do with the square thing. So today, with all the help that I had, I thought that I would do this where I put the little guys on the top of the box, and then along the bottom, I did the bleeding hearts. And I don't know if I've got good lighting there for you to see. But I thought that would be a good idea if you didn't really want to do the square and then hang it on your wall, that you could do a box. Here we go. So that was what I did today, as it was kind of cold. And I thought maybe you would like that. That class is March 22nd.
So it's coming up. It's coming
It
up.
is coming up. It is definitely coming up. Right.
Absolutely. Well, I'm
And
going to say thank you everyone for being here again and take it away, Lydia.
so the other thing I wondered is whether or not you guys wanted to do this background. It's a little bit of a complex one, and maybe you were a little bit confused, or maybe you thought of something else. My original plan was to stencil. You know how we stencil snowflakes on winter ones? And I had wanted to stencil hearts in the background, but then I couldn't have a heart stencil. So I thought maybe I would show you what I actually did do, and then you can decide, maybe you haven't prepped yet and you're watching this, or you'll pencil this on your own afterwards. I got carried away with the colors for sure. And so the idea was that I wanted some heart-ish things, and obviously I went with the red first. So the permanent red, see, I just made a little heart like that. The permanent red is very strong color. So you don't want to put too much pastel on. Okay, so they're very loose looking parts. But then, the red was a little bit much, and I thought, well, let's also do some magenta, because a lot of us have magenta. And what the heck, I thought maybe we'll put some orange ones in there too. Okay, so I just made, and I left some space, and I just let it kind of breathe like that. And then I took a clean sponge, and I just drifted down. And you can add more or less or whatever you want there. And then I wanted some bright green. I like that color a lot. And I popped that in between. And you can go sideways if you want for the bottom here, but I just kind of kept the whole vertical thing happening. And of course, the turquoise is always a nice option too. Okay, so I just kind of pop that in like that. Again, just tap all that extra dust off. And then you can just, again, just kind of rub a little bit more. Now, don't over rub. And so if you think that these are maybe just a little too much, if they're jumping forward and you want them back, just go over top with another color and just kind of, get a few little things happening. I think where I took this inspiration was a shirt, actually, that I saw on TV. I took a picture of it on TV, and I really like the color. You see how this look? Maybe they could be crocuses, something springy, something hearts, nothing too obvious, but it makes a very nice little backdrop for Itzy and his little new little girlfriend. All right, so that is the background. And then of course you would bring that outside and you would spray it with your workable fixative, just enough so that it doesn't rub up on your hands. All right, and then we can start actually coloring. So I have already colored in the ears with nectar, the nose and the little hands, and I've done the eyes. And you could use the little jelly roll pen to get those bright glints and sparkles. I wasn't having too much success with just the pencil. And these are processed red. And I have done burnt ochre for the stem. All right. Now we can actually get to some work. And we're going to take chocolate and ever so gently, we're going to shade in the ears. See how I've got the shadow in the middle here? Like as if they're folded. It has big ears. I guess I don't really know if this is Itsy or if that's Itsy. This could be Mitzi, his girlfriend.
They go Itsy 1 and Itsy 2.
Well, he did have brothers and sisters who didn't make it, and they were Bitsy and Mitzi. So we had Itsy, Bitsy, and Mitzi. And Itsy came to live with us because he was the only survivor. All right, so just gently with nice little circles, you'll kind of shade in the middle-ish area there. I've also underlined the nose so that I don't lose it, and that this little mouth here with chocolate, just to make sure. All right, and I'm going to sharpen. I'm just going to put in some hairs with the chocolate, so that's a linear look. And leave some space because we're going to highlight, get some light hairs in there, and we're going to put some orangey in there to get the actual color of him. So you're just putting little dark hairs. Be careful on the edges. Edges are important. And here on either side, just set them in. Set the little eyes in. Don't get carried away because we have some white to put in. That's her. This is going to be Mitzi right here. Mitzi is the one that's getting the kiss. So little short strokes as you turn the corner and come down. And there's another hip. So you just have to put a little bit more color on the arm here, so that as you're coloring, you'll know where that arm is. Don't lose your pattern lines. And just, I think I've got pretty much everything on her. Don't feel like you have to do absolutely everything just yet. We're trying to find our way a little bit. And we will do Itsy as well. So make sure, like if your pencil is dulling, don't do the edge until you have a sharp pencil. If you think you can, if you've got it sharp enough, then you can do the edge. Maybe make it a bit darker on this ear behind. Okay, so you see I'm not coloring edge to edge just yet. There'll be lots of time to get his fur thick. Set that in. And we'll have some darkness coming to the nostril right there. That's going to be an anchor. Okay, and then we'll continue on. Come down and around. I mean, maybe it would have been smarter to do the white first, just so that you know exactly where the white is. But we were too excited. Now here too, he's actually darker on that outer edge of his arm and elbow and up there. So right from his little wrist.
There's a question on the floor. What do you think of pastel matte, and is there a particular paper you like to use?
Pastel matte, of course, is my favorite, especially for pastels. This, for my colored pencils, I use the Stonehenge paper. The sanded paper, there's a lot of artists that do use the sanded paper, and it holds a lot of layers. But pastel matte is lovely. Tomorrow will be used. Well, actually, tomorrow I think I changed, and I am testing out some U art. All right, so let's get the white in too, because U art's not bad. So make this a nice shape. So there's little cheeky parts here, and then they go a little bit white, like along the, I guess that's the jaw. And he's got a very cute chin. There we go, nice little pointy chin. And his chest, her chest. And it comes down. Just a little bit of white showing on the inside of the leg. So you can, if you want to color that in white right now, you could, or we can just leave that for now. It's going to be very shaded because that says belly, the belly. So it's up to you whether or not you want to color that in now or later. In the photo one, I don't have it, but you could even put just a little bit if you like. It doesn't come all the way down to the wrists, it just comes down a little bit. And then this cheek here. There's another sanded paper, Lux Archival, I think, that colored pencil artists, well, it was designed by a colored pencil artist, and it's supposed to be quite lovely too. Oh, I forgot to, I didn't get this part of the leg. And then we have belly. I think, I don't think I forgot anything there. And then what you're going to do is take your golden rod and just color anything that's going to be brown, any of his brown fur. And you don't need to think about your lines. I mean, I'm coloring it in a linear way, of course, but I'm just putting some color on. And that's looking, I don't like that so much. So I'm going to put a few chocolate lines coming towards the nose. So the nose is not quite so in your face. All right. So we will put on our OMS. And everything gets it. And you don't have to worry too much about cross-contamination. I should put it on these ones too, but I think I will, because what the heck. Just put it on. So we have I don't think we need to rub just yet. So we're going to take our white, and with little tiny and fairly light pressure, little circles, you're going to highlight the nose, both noses. So they're nectar underneath. And we'll be back to make them more peachy later. And you will also put a little bit of white on the feet and the fingers. Also try to build, there's fingers, there's knuckles. And don't fight too hard thinking that, oh, you know, this one's got 4, this one's got 3, I have to keep them. Just make them look natural. And then inside the ears, we will highlight very gently again with those circles. We want that smooth, a smooth look. And I'm not pressing very hard at all. So, you know, the fading is not working all that well. I'm going a little far into the dark or the chocolate that we had. But that'll be okay. All right. So let's sharpen. And I do have the tiniest little white lines around the eyes. You can kind of see that just kind of at the back and maybe at the front. It doesn't really go all the way around. So you definitely need a sharp pencil. And if you decide, like if they get too thick, and if you decide that it's not helping his expression or her expression either, you can add more black to thin them out from the eye side. And when you shade around the eyes later, you can also trim them up that way too, because you really want them to be a barely there sort of thing. And now we're going to take our warm gray 70, and you can get the shadow on that belly. And we'll put just a little bit underneath this jaw on the chin. There will end up being some shadow under the nose here too. And on this one, maybe a little bit by the nose, this section here. So this is going to be fairly white. This is the shadowed section here, and then this is going to end up to be fairly white. And there's his little neck. And let's put a tiny bit of shadow here where he disappears. So let's do something on the bleeding hearts. It's pretty much all about pink, and black grape is a fairly intense color, so you have to be a little bit careful with it. And we're going to very gently on either side of where the stem is going in. We'll put a bit of the black grape. And we can also put a tiny bit where one, so this guy's behind. We can put a bit here, don't get carried away, just a little bit. And then this one here can have a bit. And I put some in where this little hangy down thing is, right at that neck. Because that's gonna like be constricted and then come back out. And we can also shade the stem. Try to keep the stem fairly thin. I like to. So just a little shadow where the stem hangs down. Again, there'll be other colors that are a bit more fun. So don't get carried away with this color. You know, keep it less is more. And then we're going to highlight with white. So up at the top here, come down. And maybe across. Do you like your white lines? Do they need to be a little thicker and thinner? So we can kind of pink it up a bit. We have lots of pinks. There's a lot of layers on these, but I think pretty much what I was doing was I just wanted them to be that beautiful pink that bleeding hearts are. Such a pretty color in the spring. And you can see that this one, because I've got the red behind, is a little easier to highlight. I'm going to do the bottom edges of these two, just because. Just because. Need to have them lightened up so that they come forward a little. You don't want them disappearing into the background. So you'll notice that I'm sort of following the form of the flower. So any of the stripes are coming the way the heart is. I'm an expert on bleeding hearts now after all of those ones that I did today on that box. All little bits there. So let's do another step on our little guys. So we're going to use ginger root next. Now, while it's sharp, I'm going to come in front of the eyes and try to make that a fuzzy edge. Doesn't have to be super fuzzy, but it's not a straight, crisp edge. It's fuzz in front. And then you will put these little ginger root lines pretty much everywhere, leaving space because we have two other colors there. We have the ginger root or the goldenrod and chocolate, and those three colors will make his fur. So it's a little, there's not a lot of space here. Go right down into the wrists, get them to join up. Put maybe a bit on these ears. There's not a lot to the ears. We could even do a tiny bit of chocolate, mostly on these the inner edge. And we want to have a sharp pencil. Oh. A sharp pencil for this outer edge. And again, look how it's not the same width as you go around. You want to do, you go again, like press and pull and lighten your pressure, change it as it goes around. Maybe just a little tiny bit of ear there. All right, back to ginger root. Go right down into the nose. So important that you follow that fur direction. Keep rotating your pencil so that it wears down evenly, and then you don't have to sharpen it as much. Now here, it's a little bit different. He's just kind of squinting, I guess, maybe because he's peering up, and he's got a little highlighting area right under the eye. And spend a little time right here to join, like maybe I should, you can use it with white or with this ginger root. Just make this a nice shape. It's getting a little dull, my pencil. If it's making mushy, long mushy lines or wide mushy lines, then you really need to sharpen. So you can try to do the roll thing. And let's do some on this top edge of the ear.
Do you like your pencils sharp or do you like them dull?
It just sort of depends on what area of the animal I'm working on. If it's an edge, I want them sharp. But if it's within the body of him, the quality of the line is more important. If I feel like if it's getting mushy, it needs to be sharpened. But I try not to sharpen too much. I mean, my gosh, you'd be sharpening all the time and you wouldn't have any pencil left. So yeah, it's a call for sure. as to when to do it and when not to. All right. I think we're on photo 3 already. My goodness. It's not a complicated piece. Well, the background was complicated, wasn't it? But so you see, I'm thinking about this one and wondering whether or not I need to sharpen my pencil, but I found an edge, so I'm okay. And this is chartreuse, and I am just highlighting. There you go. Just some this little textury lines. It's a twig after all, or a vine, I guess. Hopefully you can see what you're doing. There we go. I'm trying to keep them narrow. And I might have done, yeah. So I crossed this guy over the front this time round. Whereas this one, I cross it behind. Both are just fine. Now let's see what we can do with this neon pink. For the most part, you're just coloring right over top of everything. To get that pretty pink color. Process red was the one that was on to begin with, which is another very pretty color. I do like pink, in case you hadn't figured that out. I don't know else people don't like it. Okay, so I'm not doing anything too fancy, pretty much just putting a layer on. And then we're going to do another shade, but this time we're going to go with pomegranate. And because, and I hope you didn't bring the black grape too far, then you can go over top with the pomegranate and further. So if you think that you would like to pull your shadow towards the right on there, you can do that with this color. It's a very nice color. Let's see. So you see, I can bring this up here a little bit. Definitely in this little belly button, I can do that. Mhm. But like I was saying, it's all about the trying to get it light so that it jumps off the page. It's not really about the dark colors. So we can go again with the white, and then we can go with process red and so on. You can also, especially seeing as we did put a darkish color on there, we could put that OMS on. It's mostly for the pomegranate that you've done. Make sure my brushes are clean here. I just, there you go, make sure they're clean. And then you can just do a bit of a rub. But you can go up and into your pink as well, like your neon pink, and see what if you think you need to smooth something out. But for the most part, it is for the shadow that we're just smoothing out. Okay, so do you need any more black on the eyes? Or do you like the shape of your eyes? You know, you can adjust them, and like I say, you can put that and use that jelly roll for the final sparkle if you like. I'm just going to put a little bit more OMS on the mice and spend a little time on these ears very, very gently. And don't forget, I did clean my brush, so I'm hoping you're cleaning yours as well. You want this to be so soft and peach fuzzy. See how nicely that softened it? That's why I use this method. It's perfect for animals. Okay. So I lost my brown there. Redo that. We'll just go back and put a little bit more of the chocolate. So super important now to fade. And seeing as I pump that up, I kind of like it. So I'm going to pump these other guys up too. Ever so gently, just the most gentle stroke. And then you can rub again if you like, just to make sure. Oh, that was just that one that I needed to rub. You could add more nectar if you were too heavy-handed with your white and you would like to have it just a little bit more peachy. You could put the nectar back on too. I think mine's okay though. I don't think I want to redo anything there. So just take a chance, take a little bit to get those ears the way we want them. And then we're going to go back to our white. I've got some transfer lines here that I want to see if I can get rid of or incorporate and make a very handsome chest here. So bring some nice lines down. See how nicely that curves. Come down, right down. Same on this side. Keep this gently curved. There we go. Okay, and then I'll go and I will brighten up the rest of the chest. Now we want a little bit of a shadow, but that was, I think, too much. So we will go right over top, and I'm pressing pretty hard because I don't really want that to be super dark. And then this little portion, so we want this chest to look like it's in front of this little bit of gray. So I might have a bit of trouble with that, and maybe my neo color at the end, or I could come back and I could just get that gray in a little bit more. I have a little fringe of white fur right here. Okay, I like that. That's all right. So there's the chest. You may need to sharpen for his chin. It's very tiny. And we want to whiten up under the nose. Okay, so some hairs are coming up and some hairs are going back. All right, and I'll do this side. Keep an eye on his smile. Okay, got that. Now, we don't, you see how there's just this line here? It's too harsh. We don't want that. So we're going to try a couple of things. I'm going to first try my colorless blender. And I think that might be the right choice. Okay, so I'm coming up and underneath and blending it up. I want to have a little small something there, but I don't want to have too much of an outline or a line. I'd like it to be more of a natural look. And then I spend a fair bit on the actual personality, smiles and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you see, I'm not just leaving that chin, I'm bringing this up here and I'm bringing that up there. Great, now I'm happy. Okay, so see how the chin now is finished and it gently rolls up into that jawline cheek. I can pretty much even on both sides. We'll try to, kind of try to get it looking even. You could rub also. And usually after you rub, you have to kind of come back and hook up some things. There. I think like these things are important. I think it's very important to make sure that you have this nice little line that's fatter and then thinner down to the wrist. It gives her those shapely ankles that I'm sure Itsy thinks are the cutest thing. All right, so I'm going to whiten up. Same sort of thing here. Don't avoid where we put the shadows. Put some white over top and make it light. And then remember how we were talking about what kind of shape do you want that to be? Coming down again, not too much space to do too much here, but we're still going to give it a try. And then we'll whiten up on that side. And it is a white chest or belly. I guess this is his belly. But at the same time, we would like to have it a little bit shadowed so that it sort of stays or falls off the page. Now I have sharpened and I'm going to take care of my edge. We want him to be like really super hairy, but he is fuzzy. So he does need to, the edge needs to indicate that. What's this mean that this could be? It's a little bit better. If it gets carried away, you can bring the gray back, but don't let it get carried away up in this area. That would be a bad thing. Now, we did say we were thinking about putting a little bit more nectar on the nose. Just want it to be light or highlighted, but not white. So I'm going to try it one more time. Yeah, okay. We need to add more 70. But what we could do is divide the toes with some chocolate. Shade those feet maybe towards the bottom. Maybe shade this little foot that's behind. He needs to have shapely ankles too. Okay. Now, let's do a little bit more chocolate. So I want this to be dark, coming up from the nose. And do you need any more? There's not that many layers on him. Them. Um, just kind of just always seems to be better to do things twice. And I'm still trying to get these little eyes to set in. If you kind of, I don't know, you got a little carried away with that fuzzy edge, or you don't have a fuzzy edge and you want a fuzzy edge, you can take the black and come back into that ginger root that we put on. Okay, it's not going to work there. I wanted to have a little bit more. See how this one's nicely curved? I like that. That would be something that I would work on. And you could take your Pablo white and make it happen. And then just turn that white a different color later. And maybe it's not going to work out for me. I'll give it a try and we'll see. It's a little bit not very smooth, but we'll see if we can do a better job. So I sharpened up my chocolate so that I could get a nice little hairdo up here. And maybe just a few little lines of chocolate in front. I'll get some ginger root ones in there too, but try some chocolate ones. Okay, well, maybe I should try to make a bigger effort to make this edge fuzzy as well. So I'm just coming down into white. There's another edge. Make sure it's nice. Or that you have a sharper pencil. Do you have that elbow? We'll have one more try to get it. With another color. Oh, this is the new color. So if we would like to rub at this stage, you have to be a little bit careful that you don't over blend. So just press your moon scrubber down and go a little side to side and then pick it up and you can keep moving it around. So don't get into that whole rub, big long lines, moosh everything into one solid color. All we're trying to do is soften things up a little bit. You still want that texture of the fur, and you don't want to have too mucky a color. I mean, it's brown, I understand that part, but you still want to have a clear color. Okay, so the whole thing doesn't get rubbed, just here and there. So I could definitely do ginger root again. That would smooth things out. Maybe there's just a few areas that you would like to brighten up, like maybe some eyebrows. I'll sharpen. So we talked about a few little lines coming in front of his ears, so fuzzy lines there. And what about the top of this ear? Maybe you want some fuzzy lines there. Okay, well, I like that a lot better. See how I just kind of took my ginger root and extended this shape, more triangular. Triangular is a good shape. Just gonna fuss around and see, do you like is there anything that's jumping out at you that you would like to change? What about his smile, her smile? And don't forget the not the ginger root, the goldenrod. It makes it a nice color, actually. Just look at that warm, orangey, orange and brown, same color family. Plus, I took the ginger, I don't know why I keep calling it ginger, goldenrod, and just took a little bit down at the shoulders. You don't want the same amount of white all the way around, just where these two things join up here and here, maybe up here. Kind of did that already with that ginger root, but just think about maybe the white is a little bit too bright and it needs to be knocked back a little tiny bit. if you need that neo color, no problem. You can always do that. But I'm thinking that I did okay. I don't really think I need it this time. I guess I basically just got straight to the white and took care of it. So the last color, like when you think you've got him and them kind of going, you like what's happening. I did take the warm gray 90% and I darkened. I didn't necessarily change him to a super gray little gaffer. I just darkened a few spots. So at the base of the ears, maybe along the head, down in this area where we want it a bit darker. Colored pencils, I don't know, they don't quite have the right dark brown sometimes. Okay. And remember we were talking about right down the outside of the arms is dark. And what about the hips? Now don't put a great big dark stripe right down. It has to look natural. Put some, have a little look. Do you want something else? Probably enough there. Now on this one, I don't really see too much of that dark coming from the nose, but you can put just a little tiny bit. So this pencil should sharpen up very nicely, and you should probably be able to keep that point. Darker colors keep their points a little bit better. And here, I think maybe a little bit down his back too. I quite like this golden rod, so I'm going to put a bit more on. Okay, I think that's not too bad. I mean, tomorrow I probably will come back and repeat a few of my fur layers just because it's nice to do that. While you have your warm gray 90, maybe a few whiskers and eyebrows. Now let's have a look at these guys. What would you like to do? Check your white. Again, just see if you like the way you've shaped things. Okay, this little piece that's peeking out should fade off. Get thinner and thinner as it goes around. And then you can decide if you would like to highlight one more time or undercoat, I guess, in some ways, because we don't want it to be too white. We want it to be pink. So you can just check your little buds here. And then you can do a couple of things. You can go back with processed red. You can, if you like the neon, you can do another layer of the neon. I tend to like that. But the other color in your palette is just plain old pink. And if you would like to burnish and you just want this whole thing to be, you know, like a nice pink, nothing too wild and crazy, then this color is very nice to just like bring it all together. It's more of a burnishing step, I guess. It looks good over the white. Okay, so that's up to you is how bright you would like to go. And you know, if check your shades. Would you like to have a little bit more shade? You could. What about your stem? Does your stem look pretty good? It was burnt ochre. You could redo the burnt ochre if you think it needs another layer. It's a critter square. This the spring wreath, you know, I spent a lot more time on those and the grapevine wreath and all that kind of stuff. This is just a little thing. And so then I think the last thing would be to take your two greens. There's
No, push it up.
oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Good, somebody's paying attention. Excellent. I wasn't. So just put a few little chartreuse ones in, and then maybe a few kelp green. Yes, I put a few in front of his little belly as well. And that's all you need to do now is just take a couple minutes and just look to see how things are bright against that. Is he smooth enough? Do you want to just give him another little rub? You could put that OMS on the dark again, just because it does work so well on the dark. Oh, remember what I was saying about how to rub? Just back and forth a little bit, pick it up, back and forth a little bit. And hopefully you have lots of Valentines, and you have to make 10 of these at least to give to all your favorite. Okay. See anything I missed? I think it's okay. Cutie, I've got one already done. I've got two done. I've got three done.
Oh,
So
Lordy.
yes, I've got a couple of them to be mailing out. Hopefully they'll get there on time. And I painted the nice pink around the edge of my block and got some pretty sparkly ribbon.
How do you get the paint so glossy?
This paint,
Yeah.
I varnish it.
What kind of varnish do you use?
Well, I have a whole bunch of deco varnishes, and even though it says matte, they seem to come out shiny. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I only use like a super ultra matte on here though, because I do brush on a varnish.
So you do brush it on, it's not a spray. Okay.
Well, I spray just to set it so that things don't move when I varnish, and then I put that ultra matte on.
Robin's asking you if you need her address. Me first, Robin. Of course, shipping across the border is expensive.
I've got a whole bunch of these Duraclears
Oh, there you
varnishes.
go. Okay.
So the satin is not very satin in my opinion. It seems a little bit glossy. Even this one's not super matte. So when I do this, I go with the soft touch.
Uh-huh.
And I like that look. I don't want any shine at all on him, on this little guy. So
Cool. Well, everyone's loving it, and they would you're requested to talk more about your fundraiser.
oh, okay. I can do that. Thank you for asking. We'll dig through all my bits here.
Do you want to do your face or do you want to?
Want to see my face?
Well, it's bigger than a 4x4, I'm sure.
Is it bigger than a 4x4? I just have to find it. I never can find it when I want to. I have my filing system.
Okay.
Just doesn't seem to work that well.
Oh, that's close up. Woohoo.
There we go. So this is a 9x12. And it's the fundraiser. So both Cindy and I are putting our basically the registration fee is going to go to the Pasadena Humane Society because they're the ones in the front line, and they're the ones that have done that are bringing in all these different animals. I know there's many um, other humane societies that are helping out and taking animals, getting them adopted and all that kind of stuff. But the Pasadena one, I believe, is the one that needs a lot. So this is Kevin, and he was my foster kitten just before Christmas. So he was, in my mind when all the fires were happening. And then I just was looking for a cute little dog to go along with Kevin. And a friend of mine has a pug. And so this is not hers, but that's why it's Jelly Bean. And it's because hers is Jelly. And yeah, they're all snugged up in a nice little bed. And hopefully it'll be fun to do. But hopefully it's going to be
It's
packs of
going to
fun to
be
do.
fun. Yes.
It's way too fun.
And Bonnie's asking color pencil or pastel.
So again, when you read the list, I used a lot of pastels. You don't have to use that many if you don't have them. I just did a little bit. I just found that for the plush bed, the pastels worked really nice. But I did go back on top of those too and just pump them up a little bit as well. So it's up to you. It's a very soft, um, blotchy kind of a background, just in peaches, and it could be blues, it could be yellows, it could be whatever you want. And then we have to do these little fluffy bits.
Awesome. So yeah, Judy says, I love them. So happy you are doing this.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there. And I know people are in trouble too, but it's really all about the animals for me.
Well, I mean, the people can, they'll be okay. They're gonna get help. They're gonna go back to work, and they're gonna be okay. They're gonna
Yeah.
be okay. It's traumatic, but they're gonna be okay. Animals don't.
Difficult to lose your pet or not be able to be reunited and all the rest of that kind of stuff. So yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
always do a fundraiser, and I just felt that this was the one for this year.
And the date is March.
29th, I believe.
Yeah, March, and it is going to be 12 to 5.
I always pick 12 to 5, yes.
It's a good time, East Coast, Eastern time.
Yes.
If they don't want to pencil, the project, or they don't care to pencil the project, we accept donations.
We do, for sure. So yeah, non-painting people can also donate, but
Yep.
it'll be a fun one. It'll be a fun one to do, I think. And the little pupster's something different. And then for Kevin, you definitely want to hunt for that neo color. Here we go. That neo color, I guess I have a neo color too. It can be one or a two. One's permanent, one's water soluble. Um, but yeah, you want to get him white. So I was really going with this particular little wax pastel. Dick Blick has them. They're kind of all over the place. Just got to go, hunt them down.
Yes. So I'm just reading I'm just reading people are posting. So just to answer Jean's question, yes, absolutely, you can contribute to the cause without doing the project. If you do sign up for it, you will still get a reminder with a link to come and join us. You can join us and hang out with us. You can join us in pencil with Lydia. If you don't and you want to do the project, you'll get a recording for 90 days after
Yeah.
the live, so you'll be able to do it then. Judy's saying so many animals were hurt in the fires and vet costs are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're not tax deductible. Animals are not like children. You don't get a tax credit for animals, unfortunately. Even though they are like our children, aren't they? They are our babies.
I
They
know.
definitely are babies. You got more babies all over the outside and inside. I see you post all the time. What is the name of the white cat again? It's
Kevin. That's his name. There's a couple of young people, young people, and what they think is a good name, they called him Milk. That's the way he came. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. But after 24 hours, I petitioned for a different name. And so we calling him Kevin. And yeah, it was accepted. So
yeah,
he
well,
was
milk.
such a Kevin. He really was a Kevin.
I can see coconut, but not milk. Huh. Tomorrow's class. That
Oral.
that has nothing to do with Lydia, but
Oh,
tomorrow's
okay.
class starts at 12.
Oh, yeah.
Just so
What's
you
going
know.
on tomorrow?
Pat Lentine is doing a cat. Mm, yeah, black and white cat, I think.
Okay. All right.
Callie.
Well,
Her name's Callie. So, and
good. Sounds good.
you showed your bunny wreath and spring wreath with the buns, and
Yeah.
you showed
Hopefully, that gets everybody thinking that there may be some other way that they could do the same project if they didn't like the wreath idea.
you whipped that out, didn't you?
Did. I
You just
thought,
talked about it this at the beginning of this week.
it just seemed like a good day to do it. I don't know. I just was feeling.
It's coming out really beautiful, or is it done?
Yeah, it
Oh,
is. It
okay,
is
then it
done.
is beautiful.
Haven't like varnished it or anything like that, but the whole thing's done, painted inside and out, and
Whoever gets it, it's going to be very, very lucky. Um, let's see. No, the white pencil says no, the white pencil we need. I'm not sure what that means.
I think, do they mean this one is what is the white color that they need? Neo Color 2 water soluble wax pastel. That's it? Did that answer the question?
I hope so, Robin. Let me know if that answered the question. And Beth, Lydia's class, do you have a class tomorrow?
Not me, no. Well,
Oh,
I have the demo tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow.
oh, okay. Maybe that's what
Yeah,
she meant. Because
that
she
could
said
be.
Lydia's class. Beth, it's the chipmunk. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pastel demo tomorrow is 7 p.m., just like this is today. We didn't change the time on people because we don't want to confuse you. We know how
No,
easy
and
it is
this
to
is
confuse us.
well, exactly, exactly. Yeah, no, so this is going to be pretty fun because we're going to use that shaper, color shaper. Even if you don't have pens, pastels, you might just want to come and have a look to see how it's done. I know we love to blend, so I'm trying to, find some other ideas on how to blend without making a mucky mess. Because we tend to do that too, right? So that little color shaper, I think, might be the ticket. So hopefully you will like that. And it's quite perfect for a little animal to get that texture and
Did you show it to us, the color, the tool you're talking about?
you should see what I bought. I
Oh
didn't
my
know how
goodness.
I didn't know how big this one was. This is a size 16, but you're supposed to get a size 2.
Okay.
And then I thought, well, maybe I should get a bigger one. I hate it.
Absolutely. Go big or
I
go home.
It's terrible because you don't know when you're buying these things online what actually you're buying.
I know, I know. I have the same, my girlfriend and I have the same problem. We get them and it's like, we
Right.
thought that was bigger than it is, or we thought that
Oh,
was
well,
smaller
this
than
one's a
it is.
little over the top, is what it is. But, anyways, maybe I'll find something to do with it.
Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be your masculine project for
Oh,
the
yes, my
fall.
manly Movember.
Manly
Yeah,
crawl, and you can use a big one. The big boy.
terrible, just terrible.
Okay, so
Right.
is that what you called the shaper?
Yes, that's a color shaper.
Okay. Then
You can get them in firm and soft and all that kind of stuff. And I think I've got a firm one, but just buy whatever. It's all good. It's all good.
that's what Cindy was asking. So where do you get the color shaper?
Oh, yeah, no, they're definitely just again, Dick Blick, Jerry's Artorama, any of those places will should have something like that. There's tapers and there's cup this and that, blah, 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 blah. But there's the chisel shaper is what I've got, was what I used.
Very good. Any other questions, ladies? Or if there's any gentlemen in the house tonight? Um, if not, we can sign off, but you can always still ask your questions. Just put an @ sign in front of Lydia Steeves and make sure that the @ sign is touching the L in Lydia. And she will, hopefully it'll come up colored on the screen and hit enter. She will come back and she will answer your questions. And please join us for the fundraiser on March 29th from 12 to 5, Kevin and Jellybean. And not to be confused with Jilly Bean, who is now
Right. It's
Jill.
jelly.
It's a jelly bean. And
Jelly.
also Lydia's spring wreath with the buns and do it on a box for a
Yeah,
change.
I
It'll
think
be
that could be quite
awesome.
fun.
Yeah. And then, oh, and don't forget our well, we have two. Convention is in 2 weeks. And
Yes, all my foxies.
all the foxes, yeah. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. Game night Monday night, and Lydia's doing her fox Madigan, and then it said "Hello Friend" is what I think it's called.
Yeah, it's just that little cutie fox.
Cutie Patootie, and she has a pastel during the
Yes.
convention as well, so you can do that and hone in. Isn't he adorable? He is
Yeah.
so adorable. I love him with the little butterfly. And it's not too late to sign up for that. And also, too, our Artful Affair.
Oh gosh, you're making me get up and
We're
down.
going to make her exercise tonight. And the Artful Affair is going to be Monday, May 5th through the 8th, Thursday the 8th. So everyone shows up on Monday. We do the sand around this frame. That's real sand and the sea glass and seashells around the frame. We'll do that Monday night and we'll make our own name tags using brushos and stencils and whatever. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll have a class in the morning, a class in the evening, and in between, we'll have a trip to
Yes.
the zoo and
Bring your
maybe
camera.
if you, yeah, bring your cameras. And if you want to go to Cape May, we might be able to do that wherever you want to go. You want to hang out on the beach, hang out on the beach, walk the boardwalk. We're just going to have a great time, or you can stay inside and we will have all these tables of stuff that you can play with: ice dyeing, water marbling, maybe some greeting card making with who knows what supplies I bring and throw them on the table. But we're just going to have fun playing around with product and seeing what we can come up with, and or not. It's whatever you want to do, and we're just going to have fun. So you can bring a non-creative friend to share the room and dinner with you. There'll be 3 dinners, and the price includes the 3 nights, the 3 dinners, all the supplies, except for you'll have to bring your own paints or pencils, stuff like that. But basic supplies. But the surfaces and all the stuff in between the classes are included in the price.
Sounds good.
I hear it is bird migrating time at Cape May at that time. I don't know. I've never been privy to
Really?
a
Oh,
bird
wow.
migration.
Even
So
better.
we'll have to put that on our thing. We might
Yeah.
not get to any of those fun things I bring down because we're going to be on the road all the time. And if you fly in, you're going to get transportation from the airport to the hotel. And again, will be transportation from the hotel to wherever you want to go in that area to sightsee, and at no cost. So as long as I'm the transportation. But
Shotgun.
yeah, you shotgun. Yeah. I'm gonna put you in the way back with no leg room. Anyway, she's taller than I am, ladies. She's got long legs.
I do.
You do.
Right.
So thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your Friday evening to spend with us. And also, too, if you're watching the replay, thank you to take time out of your day to watch this replay. If you do purchase the pattern at Lydia Steeves' website and you do the piece, please post it. Post
Yeah,
it on
it's cute.
her group, post our Facebook group, post it on my group. We love to see your
Yeah.
work. And
It's
so
always a treat. It's always a treat to see it.
always, always a treat. And if you want to critique privately, you can take a picture and send it directly to Lydia, and she will be giving you a nice, gentle critique. But other than that, have fun. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. I'm freezing. I can't wait to get to Florida on Monday and hope it's warmer than it is in New Hampshire. But anyways, have see you
All right.
tomorrow night. See
Yes,
everybody
tomorrow night.
back tomorrow night right here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Good night now.
Good night, everyone.